Hello, and welcome. Today we're diving into something that excites many in the UK: snow. For children, snow means snowmen, snowball fights, and maybe a day off school. For adults, it transforms towns and countryside into a magical winter wonderland. Snow is rare in much of the UK, especially in the south, making it a special event. When snow is forecast, it becomes a national talking point. People check weather reports, make plans, and wonder if travel will be disrupted. Snow brings both delight and challenges, making accurate forecasting essential for everyone. This winter we'll explore where snow is most likely, what the forecasts say, and how to prepare for whatever winter brings. Let's get ready to enjoy the season, safely and informed. Not all parts of the UK see snow equally. Scotland, especially the Highlands, is the snowiest region, with snow often lasting from October into spring. Northern England's higher ground, like the Pennines and Lake District, sees more snow than the south. Cities such as Newcastle and Manchester are more likely to get snow than London or Bristol, thanks to altitude. Wales's mountains, like Snowdonia, also get significant snow, while coastal areas stay milder. The south of England and East Anglia rarely see heavy snow, as the Atlantic and Channel keep temperatures up. So, if you're in Cornwall or along the south coast, a white Christmas is a rare treat. Where you live really shapes your winter experience. As October draws to a close and the last of the autumn leaves fall, a familiar question returns to the minds of people across the UK. What kind of winter lies ahead for us this year? Will we see a return of the classic British winter, with frosty mornings and the occasional blanket of snow? Or will it be another season of rain and mild temperatures? When it comes to predicting the weather, short-term forecasts, those covering the next few days, are impressively accurate, thanks to modern technology and advanced meteorological models. But for the months ahead, we rely on long-range models. These don't give us exact details, but they do offer valuable clues about the trends we might expect as winter approaches. This year, the global climate is shifting. We're moving away from a strong El Niño event, which has influenced weather patterns worldwide. As this influence fades, the UK could see more unpredictable and changeable conditions, making it harder to pin down exactly what's in store. Some of the latest models suggest that colder air from the north could make more frequent appearances, especially in northern and eastern parts of the UK. This raises the chances of snow and icy spells, particularly for Scotland and the northeast of England. There's also talk among meteorologists about the polar vortex. If it weakens, as some signs suggest, it could allow frigid Arctic air to spill southwards, potentially bringing widespread snowfall, even to areas in the south that rarely see it. On the other hand, the Atlantic jet stream could take charge, steering milder, wetter air across the country. This would mean more rain, wind, and generally unsettled conditions, with fewer opportunities for snow to settle. At the moment, the signals are mixed. We could see anything from sharp cold snaps and heavy snow to milder spells with persistent rain. The truth is, British winters are famously unpredictable, and this year looks to be no exception. The best advice is to keep a close eye on the latest forecasts as the season unfolds. Weather apps, news updates, and local reports will be essential for staying ahead of any sudden changes. This winter could bring surprises, perhaps a rare snowstorm, or a stretch of mild, wet weather when we least expect it. The only certainty is that the weather will keep us on our toes. So, as we head into winter, remember, flexibility and preparation are your best friends. Stock up on essentials, keep your winter gear handy, and stay informed. Whatever the weather brings, you'll be ready to face it. When we talk about the Met Office's 3-month outlook, it's important to remember that this isn't your typical daily weather forecast. Instead, it's a broader look at the probabilities and trends that might shape the season ahead. Rather than telling you exactly what the weather will be like on a specific day, it gives us a sense of what's more or less likely to happen over the coming months. For the period from November through January, the Met Office says there's no strong signal pointing to a single type of winter. That means we're likely in for a real mix. Expect to see spells of mild, wet weather, but also periods that are colder and drier. Some days might feel almost spring-like, while others could bring a sharp chill and even a touch of frost. This unpredictable pattern is typical for the UK, where the weather can change quickly and dramatically. Interestingly, this back and forth between milder and colder spells can actually increase the chances of snow. When cold air from the north meets moist air from the Atlantic, it creates the perfect conditions for snow to develop, especially in areas that are already prone to wintry weather. So even if the overall winter isn't especially harsh, we could still see some notable snow events, particularly when these air masses collide. Another factor to watch is sudden stratospheric warming events. These are dramatic shifts high up in the atmosphere that can disrupt the usual flow of weather patterns. The famous Beast from the East in 2018 was triggered by one of these events, bringing heavy snow and freezing temperatures to much of the UK. While it's impossible to predict exactly when or if another stratospheric warming will occur this winter, the Met Office is keeping a close eye on the signs. Teams of meteorologists are constantly analyzing data, running computer models, and looking for early warnings of any major shifts. Their goal is to provide as much notice as possible if a significant weather event looks likely, so that people and communities can prepare in advance. The main takeaway, for everyone, is to be ready for a bit of everything. Frosty mornings, icy roads, and the possibility of snow are all on the table. It's a good idea to check your winter gear, make sure your car is prepared, and keep an eye on local forecasts. Remember, the exact timing and location of any snowfalls will only become clear as we get closer to each event. Forecasts will become more precise in the days leading up to any significant weather, so it's worth checking regularly. Stay alert to updates from the Met Office as winter progresses, use weather apps, watch the news, and check the official website for the latest alerts and advice. Being informed is the best way to stay safe and make good decisions during unpredictable weather. This winter, flexibility and awareness will be your best tools. By staying prepared and keeping up with the latest forecasts, you'll be ready to handle whatever the season brings, whether it's rain, frost, or a sudden blanket of snow. Predicting snow is one of a forecaster's toughest jobs. It's not just about ground temperature. Supercomputers crunch billions of data points from around the world. These models simulate the atmosphere in 3D, tracking temperature, pressure, wind, and humidity at every level. Forecasters look for classic snow signatures, like cold winds from the northeast or moisture-laden air from the Atlantic. Weather radar gives real-time views of precipitation, helping distinguish between rain, sleet, and snow. Dual polarization radar even tells us the shape of precipitation particles. Human expertise is vital. Forecasters interpret the data, compare models, and use experience to make the final call. By combining technology and know-how, we give the most accurate snow forecasts possible. It's a blend of science, skill, and a bit of winter magic. The journey of a snowflake is delicate and fascinating. Each flake begins its life high in the atmosphere, where the air is cold and crisp. Up there, invisible to us on the ground, tiny water droplets gather around microscopic particles, like dust or pollen, floating in the air. As these droplets freeze, they form the intricate, six-sided crystals we know as snowflakes. The shape and size of each snowflake is determined by the temperature and humidity it encounters as it falls, making every flake unique. Snow forms in cold clouds when water vapor freezes onto tiny particles, creating ice crystals. These crystals join together, growing larger and heavier until they begin their descent to the ground. The process is a delicate dance influenced by the ever-changing conditions within the cloud. Sometimes, the crystals bump into supercooled water droplets, which freeze instantly and help the snowflake grow even more. Whether we get snow, sleet, or rain depends on the temperature all the way from cloud to ground. If the air is cold enough all the way down, snowflakes remain frozen and drift gently to earth. But if the temperature changes as the snowflake falls, its fate can change dramatically. Even a thin layer of warmer air can make all the difference. If the air stays below zero, snowflakes reach us intact, a perfect snowy day. The world transforms into a winter wonderland, with soft powdery snow blanketing the ground. Children rush outside to build snowmen and throw snowballs, while the landscape sparkles under a pale winter sun. The cold air preserves the delicate structure of each flake, allowing us to see their beautiful patterns up close. But if there's a warm layer, snowflakes can melt into sleet or rain before hitting the ground. As the snowflake passes through this warmer air, it partially or completely melts, changing its form. Sometimes, the snowflake turns into a raindrop, falling to earth as cold rain. Other times, it only partially melts, becoming sleet, a mix of ice and water that bounces when it lands. Sleet is half-melted snow, making surfaces wet and icy. It can create hazardous conditions for drivers and pedestrians alike, as roads and pavements become slippery and unpredictable. Sleet often signals that the atmosphere is in a delicate balance between freezing and thawing, and it can quickly turn to snow or rain as temperatures shift. Freezing rain is even more hazardous. It falls as rain but freezes instantly on contact, coating everything in ice. This thin, invisible layer of ice can weigh down tree branches, snap power lines, and make walking or driving extremely dangerous. The beauty of the ice-coated world hides the risks beneath, as even a short walk can become treacherous. The UK's variable weather means these layers often shift, making forecasting tricky. A cold front can sweep in, turning rain to snow in a matter of minutes, or a sudden warm breeze can melt snow before it settles. The ever-changing mix of temperatures and moisture in the air keeps meteorologists on their toes, and means that no two winter days are ever quite the same. That's why forecasters analyze temperatures at every level of the atmosphere. They use weather balloons, radar, and computer models to predict how these layers will interact. By understanding the complex dance between cold and warm air, they can give us the best possible forecast, though surprises still happen. A small change can mean the difference between rain, sleet, or a winter wonderland. So next time you look out the window and see snowflakes or raindrops, remember the incredible journey each one has taken, and how a few degrees can change the world outside your door. When snow hits the UK, daily life shifts fast. Roads become slippery, causing traffic jams and accidents. Even a little snow can disrupt travel. Councils grit main roads, but side streets often remain treacherous. Trains and buses face delays or cancellations, and airports may close for de-icing. Schools sometimes shut for safety, delighting children but challenging parents. Power cuts can happen if heavy snow brings down trees onto lines. Vulnerable people may struggle to get food or essentials. But snow also brings out community spirit. Neighbors help clear paths and check on each other. Despite the disruption, snow reminds us to look out for one another. It's a time for patience, kindness, and a little winter fun. Preparation is the best way to stay safe and comfortable when snow arrives. At home, keep an emergency kit, torch, batteries, first aid, non-perishable food, water, and warm blankets. Know how to turn off your water supply. Frozen pipes can burst. Service your boiler before winter and check on vulnerable neighbors. If you must drive, check forecasts, prepare your car and pack a winter kit: blanket, coat, boots, phone, shovel, and snacks. If stranded, stay in your car for shelter. Dress in layers, wear a hat and gloves, and eat hot meals to stay warm. Keep active indoors and follow official health advice. Preparation helps you, and your community, weather any storm. A little planning goes a long way in winter. In the UK's ever-changing weather, staying updated is crucial, especially in winter. The Met Office website and app provide live, location-specific forecasts and severe weather warnings. Warnings are color-coded: yellow, be aware; amber, be prepared; and red, take action. Sign up for email alerts and follow trusted sources on social media for instant updates. Broadcast meteorologists also share insights and answer questions online. This winter, the north and high ground are most likely to see snow, but surprises can happen. Stay informed, prepare your home and car, and look out for neighbors. That way, if snow falls, you can enjoy its magic, safely and confidently.